political changes, at least in Germany, there is now a party that is at 20% or so that is anti-mass immigration. In France, it is also growing. In Sweden, also over 20%. So something seems to have changed in the last 10, 15 years, that more and more of our politics are about the issue of immigration. But the question is here, some people claim that it is too late, that the demographic changes have happened. There are so many migrants here. They usually have larger families with more children, and simply it's too late to change anything. So maybe we should try to start adapting to them somehow. And
that's the worst case we can do. We should start protecting ourselves as soon as possible. We should not give up, because then we're going to have much bigger problems. And we don't want to be persecuted in our own countries. So we should find a similar way to deal with combine our resources, our strengths, and find alternatives way, better ways to deal with this whole issue. Because I don't think the Europeans are able to deal with this Arabic mentality.
They don't understand it.
They don't understand it. I've been raised up in it. So,
for example, honor is very important in those society. And in Europe today, honor seems to be not important at all.
Unfortunately. Over here, we still in Poland had respect towards women still. And for sure, the cases that when the police is not... The Muslim community... has sometimes you can see that they will fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's they don't have law within it. I mean, it's normally families that deal with the law. If you attack
tribal leader.
Yeah, if you attack one person from the family, they will attack. Unfortunately, in Poland, everybody's too scared to do that, and in Europe as well. But still, you need strong forces and disciplined, and which know how to say no.
Enough.
Yeah. And helping the Christians, I guess, which know and understand, putting them as well onto Arabic communities would be a good way of dealing with the whole problem. Putting them in the government, but Christians, even from the Middle East, who would understand. Helping their refugees, but through churches that will understand how to deal with the whole Arabic community as well.
Also, there are some people in the West that call on Israel to start a ceasefire with Hamas, that maybe they should sit down, maybe they should discuss, maybe Hamas could release some of the hostages.
It's not a way of discussion. Unfortunately, Hamas is using people as their own children and their own people as human shields. They don't care. And a lot of times they kill them just to show in the media that somebody else did it. And even when I brought in the persecuted Christians, they would, let me tell you how the media works. Maybe this will be very interesting. Some of the Christians would say that we were shot with Sunni would shoot us, but they would say that they would write the whole story, like Reuters, it's 70% of the media of the world. Yeah. They would write the whole story that, what happened to them, but they would change that they were being hurt by a bomb. They would imply that somebody else would hurt them. And unfortunately, with the war in Islam, and even in the Quran, they say to lie. So when they show on the videos, even, for me, how they treat the dead bodies, they don't even treat the dead bodies with respect when they show it on the media. And for me, it's even, of course, hard to watch. I mean, I can imagine, what the mothers are thinking.
Speaking about war here, it is interesting that among many Muslims, they divide the world into two. You have the Dar al-Islam, the House of Islam, and you have the Dar al-Harb, or the House of War. So it seems that there is this division that where we do not rule, this is the place to wage war on. This is where you can expand, you can have jihad. So there are some people who claim that Islam is a particularly belligerent or prone to engage in war and try to expand their territory. Is this something that you would agree with?
Of course, yeah. In the Quran is said that there would be peace only if there's Islam in the world.
In
the entire world. Then it will be peace. So let's maybe start the peace earlier. And I would be an advocate to outlaw Islam, especially in Europe tractate.
European Union treaties.
Treaties. Because this is a very dangerous, because even now, we were trying with our foundation, we were trying to help the babies, to find a way to adopt the babies from the war. And it was very hard because they put in the treaties that only a Muslim can adopt a Muslim baby.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they have in the European treaties those kind of arguments and legal legislation, then it's really going to be hard for us to fight it and do something about it, because everybody, I guess, is afraid to do it. And we need to start it now and not give up, because it's going to be much worse.
During the war now in Israel, there are a lot of Israelis who say that we are a little bit worried about the fact that we have so little support in large parts of the world. They don't understand why we are invading Gaza with a ground invasion. They tell us that we should negotiate with Hamas. What advice would you tell the Israelis on how to communicate to the world what they are dealing with? What should they tell the world about Hamas and what type of an enemy that they are facing in Gaza?
I think they know how to. They understand it. They know how to deal with it, and but for sure they need more people like me who will explain what Islam is. That they treat people as human shields. It's obvious that it's in the Quran it says, the bigger you give up for God and jihad, and the more you lose, and the more you will...
the bigger sacrifice.
The biggest sacrifice you will take, the more you will get in their heaven. So, for them, it's like, it's a mission. It's a mission to get killed, actually, jihad, and for Islam, even showing, giving your whole body, or the easiest way, unfortunately, for men is to not give their body, but give their children or women, or things that they have, because it's not their pain. The Jewish community should support, Christians should support each other, Jewish community should support Christians, and all the atheists and Buddhists and everybody who's not Muslim or satanic should support each other with this whole war against them. Actually, not only the Jewish community.
So you think that having more information from Arabs Christian Arabs who live in the region, or Muslims who have left the Muslim religion, so to say. There is, for example, also this page online called Memory, where they monitor what is happening in Middle Eastern media, and then they put English subtitles on it so that people in the West can see what a typical political program looks like. For example, a TV program in Egypt or in Iraq or in Yemen. Do you think that these type of initiatives could make people in the West a little bit more aware of how reality looks like?
Yeah, for sure. I think for sure. But I don't think it's more of an awareness, but you know, a lot of times, actually, I don't know what's the German government is thinking about when they are allowing. But now there are voices that they're that they made a mistake with the illegal migration, and they're trying to deal with this problem. But for sure, I would need support. We're fighting with it for sure. Not being silenced down, because people at the front are a lot of times just being silenced because they're not controllable a lot of times. So
if we take a final question, if you had a lot of money to spend on a bet, and you will play on how Europe will look like 15 or 20 years from now, do you think that the Europeans will have taken decisions to limit mass immigration, or are we likely to continue in the same direction that we have?
I think they're going to limit it, and then they're going to ask me for help, probably. I'm sure about it. So, I think they're going to limit it. But now with the federalization of Europe, it's going to be as well a Polish problem. But I'm here to serve. So
if somebody wants to get in touch with you, then Miriam_Shaded on Twitter. And any propositions?
Or Facebook. So yeah, but official and concrete. No love letters or anything like that.
Sure. Well, in that case, work proposals can go there. So thank you very much, Miriam, and we'll have to continue monitoring the situation. Thank you very much.